Previously in this show and channel, I have reviewed this Sega Genesis Model 1650 controller for the Sega Genesis, and I've given it praise on its excellent molding design, button layout, and well, just its design overall. And the funny thing is that this controller happens to have a 6-button counterpart, meaning the 6 buttons are in the same side as this one. And to show you, here it is. A Sega Genesis 6-button controller for your Sega Genesis. Works the same way as this one, it's just that this one, as you can clearly see, is slightly smaller. The D-pad works the same, feels the same, it's just on a slightly smaller scale, but it does its job well, and you know, it just feels the same. It's an 8-direction D-pad just like the other one. The start button, though, as you can see, was moved from the top of the buttons to the middle of the controller, which still gives it easy access when you're playing a game and you're concentrated on it and you just need to pause it really fast. You say you're playing Street Fighter and you're kicking some butt on the game while you're playing, and your mom calls you to take out the trash. Boom! You hit the start button. There you go. You don't lose your game. As you can see, though, it has the A, B, and C buttons just like the other one, and the new buttons X, Y, and Z in color gray as opposed to black like this one above the original A, B, and C buttons. This makes fighting games easy to play, and well, it plays just as well as this one. There's really no trouble unless you like this one for its bigger physical appearance and feeling, as opposed to this one, which is slightly smaller. It feels good in my hands because, well, my hands aren't relatively big, they're quite small actually, and well, this one just feels very good for me, and it's a great controller. Definitely recommend it. This controller also happens to have a lot of cord, just like the original one right there, and it happens to have the same plug, and because it works the same with your Sega Genesis as this one. You could just take it, and I can actually show you now. You can actually plug it inside your Sega Genesis, and it works like a champion. This one, as opposed to the other one, though, doesn't have the textured surface. Instead, it has a raised bump with lines, which I guess do give it some texture, but I think I like the other one better. Although this one does its job very well, just like the other one. It's just that the design is slightly different. You can see it says Sega right there, and well, that's about it for this controller. Not much else you can say. I really like both, though. I think they both feel very great, and I'd recommend them both for playing your Sega Genesis games on your Sega Genesis. This was a review. Thank you for watching, and go play some Sega Genesis games like Altered Beast with this controller. Roar!